Namaste.
Shall we start the session, right?
Ji, please.
Namaste to all. It's a pleasure to invite you all for this institutional and individual sharing. Today, for the institutional sharing, we are glad to have AKTU, that is Dr. APJ Kalam, Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow, India. AKTU, as one of the largest technical university, not only in India, but perhaps in Asia, has a gigantic size and number of colleges are affiliated to it and has a geographic dispersion also. That's the reason it is divided into 5 zones with 150 to 160 colleges in each zone for the ease of management in facilitating interzonal comparison and possible internal competition to enhance quality of teaching learning process. AKTU envisions to facilitate and nurture quality of technical education and research in its own premises. AKTU, it thus is nurturing not just the technical education, but also holistic education. That's how it has striving hard in spreading the awareness about the UHV. Now I welcome on behalf of a UHV family, Dr. Kumar Sambhavji to represent his college, AKTU. Over to you, sir.
Namaste, everyone. Good morning. So, I am going to briefly present the development of the programs that have taken place across AKTU colleges for promoting value-based education in the society. So, the university is named as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University, and the office is there at Lucknow in Uttar Pradesh, India. So basically the process started in the year 2009. So I'll be sharing the journey from 2009 till date. Talking briefly about the university was established in the year 2000 and it has 764 colleges or institutions affiliated to it. I am also a part of one of the constituent colleges. So it has 4 constituent colleges: Institute of Engineering and Technology at Lucknow, Faculty of Architecture and Planning at Lucknow, Center for Advanced Studies at Lucknow, and UP Institute of Design, Noida. So I am basically teaching at UPID, Noida. It also has 2 departments, Faculty of Pharmacy and Faculty of Management. The university started as UP Technical University. In brief, it is called as UPTU. It was reconstituted as Gautam Buddha Technical University, Lucknow, and Mahamaya Technical University, Noida in the year 2010. Subsequently, UP government again combined the Gautam Buddha Technical University and Mahamaya Technical University in 2013, and now it is reconstituted as AKTU Lucknow. So how it all started? So I do remember the year 2009, where I was also a part of the process when the whole thing got initiated. So the journey of value education in university has been quite encouraging. Value education was introduced as a one-day seminar on integration of human values in technical education on 10th January 2009 at UPTU to address the need and role of value education in the holistic development of nation. So I do remember that at that time, Professor Premvrat was the Vice Chancellor, and I really feel grateful to him for the broad vision that he had towards education. We felt that the university is not only meant to promote technical education, but also to shape the life of our students, to shape good citizens of the country. And with that motivation, he contacted us and we also joined this one-day seminar. The directors and principals of UPTU affiliated institutes also participated in the seminar to understand the real need and application of value education. Subsequently, a meeting of convener of Board of Studies was held in the chairmanship of the then Vice Chancellor, Professor Premvrat, after the seminar to discuss and consider the introduction of value education as a subject across the courses offered by the university. So at that time, it was a completely new initiative. No other university in the country was taking it up. It was the first step taken by any university, a state-owned university in the country. And there were very kind of basic questions being asked. Why should values be taught? Can the values be taught in a classroom setup? Can the course have a definite workbook or a course or a textbook? Can it be so objective? Can the course content be something which can be universal, which can be taken up by any institution on this planet? Does the course really need to have examination? How will the evaluation take place? How will we mark the progress of the students through this course? So many questions. It was also said that presently no other university is teaching this course. Why should this university take it up? How can we suddenly take this course for such a large university which had more than 500 colleges at that time? Why not to do some pilot run in one or two colleges? So I do remember that when the Board of Studies was conducted, there were quite a few questions. So at one point of time, it was really a challenge to address these questions. And I can see now that a long journey has taken place. And now we are able to see how people are readily agreeing to accept the inputs. So the committee decided to introduce value education in the form of a subject as an audit course entitled Human Values and Professional Ethics in the curriculum of BTech, B Pharma, BHMCT, BFAD, BARC, MCA and MBA courses in all its affiliated institutes, which were more than 500 in number at that time. Presently, it has 764 colleges. The course initially included 2 hours of lecture and 2 hours of practice session in the form of discussion, sharing of experiences, case study every week. And it was in the year 2009 only when the writing of the textbook started, and we had completed that work by February of 2010. Students could appear for this subject in any year initially and were supposed to clear it in their degree course. So since it was an audit course, it was an open kind of course. The student could opt in any semester, in any year, only that the student had to pass this course. It was also decided that teachers should go through the teachers orientation program, what we called as TOP, before teaching this course. So it was also said that since this course is something new and no faculty oriented for this course, so the teacher orientation program is very essential. And we were very happy to see that, yes, university welcomed this initiative. We also felt that unless the teachers go through this process of self-exploration, how can they effectively teach this course? So based on the deliberation, which we was adopted as audit course from 2009. Yeah, if any question is there, I can take up. Now, if you look at the journey so far, so presently the university has made 3-week student induction program, what we call as SIP mandatory for all the colleges. The university has a faculty of value education, and it has one dean and 2 associate deans. So I also happen to be one associate dean, and we keep on taking some initiatives every year to make the SIP effective. So before the first year commences, we put up a notice on the circular page that every institution has to run 3-week mandatory student induction program. There are certain challenges we all can see for running a 3-week SIP, but we try to motivate the faculty, the management, and we also try to get data from colleges for the challenges that they are facing in running the SIP. So this SIP is, I suppose, being run very effectively in the university. There could be some glitches, but we have been trying to make it as effective as possible. There is also a mandatory 3-credit course, UHV2 in the second year for all programs except for architecture and pharmacy. Initially, it was also included for architecture and pharmacy, but after the pharmacy got recognized from Pharmacy Council and architecture got recognized from Council of Architecture. So since then, these two programs are not including, but again, it is up to the institution. If the institution is willing to include UHV, it can of course include. So in the first year, we have the mandatory SIP. In the second year, we have the 3-credit course UHV2. Now, even to make the course effective, we try to ensure that only those faculty members are teaching the courses who have gone through the workshop. We also try to make out how many hours are being allocated in the colleges for teaching this course. For setting up the question papers also, we have formed a panel and we try to have the question papers made from that panel only, which is of course not disclosed, but the COE, Controller Examination, uh, has been trying effectively to get the paper set from only that panel, so that the inputs that are being given in the class are exactly as inquired in the question paper. Now, the university also initiated 5 elective courses, thanks to our previous Vice Chancellor, Professor Vinay Pathak, who was quite instrumental in making this course more effective. So 5 elective courses have been initiated now. And recently, the university has also initiated minor degree in human values with 18 credits. I am thankful to the present Vice Chancellor, Professor J.P. Pandey, who has taken this initiative. And he was very forthcoming in including UHV in addition to other courses where minor degree has been initiated. Every institution has been directed to form value education cell as per the directives given by the university. And the value education cell has to have at least 5 members, including the director. And only those members who have been able to go through the teacher orientation program or the workshops can be a part of this value education cell in addition to the director. Faculty of Value Education has been trying sincerely to develop more and more resource persons. And let me say that in 2020, when this course was included by AICT for all the technical institutions in the country and the workshops started online. So the resource person, the potential resource persons, and the volunteers of AKTU took up the responsibility. And we are really thankful to the whole team which initiated this process for making it effective across the country. It also has been trying to make nodal centers. I do remember that at one point of time, we had planned to set up 50 nodal centers. But during the pandemic, somehow the face-to-face interaction dropped. And also, since it was a duration of 2 to 3 years that passed by, so many directors changed, many faculty also changed their colleges. So presently, the number is not so large, but we have been again trying to make nodal centers as many as possible in the university. We had planned that for every 25 institutions, at least one nodal center has to be there. Then every institution is encouraged to form value education cells. And to make teaching and evaluation effective, we have been taking several initiatives. If you look at the courses being included in the university, so in the first year, we have VHU1, Introduction to the Universal Human Values, which is a part of the SIP. In SIP, there are 9 modules. One module is VHV, and it has 15 lectures. And it is planned that every lecture has to have minimum of 1.5 hours. So for example, the college where I am there, I do ensure that the students undergo this UHV1 for at least 23 hours. We plan accordingly. Then UHV2 course is there in the second year, foundation course in human values and professional ethics, understanding harmony in ethical human conduct. Now here again, let me say that in my institution, even though some more faculty are developed, I try to take it myself, and then I try to include other faculty members also, because this is the time when we shape the minds of the students and we try to make it as explorative as possible. This whole course on human values is a process of self-exploration, and if the course is taught in a fashion so that whatever input is given goes as a proposal and the students are encouraged to verify and validate in their living, then it becomes effective. And I can see multiple effects the course has been having through our personal interaction, through the mentor-mentee program. So I'm able to see also the effectiveness of the course. Then the university has included 5 elective courses. So UHV3, Understanding Human Being, Nature and Existence Comprehensively. UHV4, Vision for Human Society, which is just unrepeatable. And UHV5, which has various darshans. And presently at the university, we have 3 elective courses under UHV5. Vedic Darshan, Jain Bodh Darshan, and Madhyav Darshan. So that makes it 5 elective courses. And these all elective courses have credits. So UHV3 is run in the 6th semester, UHV4 in the 7th semester, and UHV5 in the 8th semester. Now, if you look at the minor degree, So in addition to these courses, we have UHV6, which is the human psychology course, human psychology leading to full human potential. Then we have a basket of 2 courses in UHV7, a foundation course in holistic human health, its philosophy and practice, and human sociology leading to justice, that is there in the basket of UHV7. And UHV8 is human economics, sustainable and mutually enriching production systems. So presently, let me say that we are in the process of developing the textbook for human sociology, human economics. Some work has been done for human psychology, but the books have been developed already for other courses. Now, to develop the faculty, we started running the teacher orientation program. So initially we called it as Parichaya Shivir level 1. Parichaya is a Hindi word, Shivir is a Hindi word. We called it PSL1, Parichaya Shivir level 1. It was run for 8 days and we aimed at developing as many faculty as possible. Let me remember the first workshop that took place under this TOP, and that was organized at IIT Kanpur. And the colleges felt that only those faculty who are very tough to handle should be sent for this program. If they transform, then we can believe that yes, this kind of course is actually going to transform our students. So I do remember that there were a lot of uh, chaos, I'll say, in the first workshop for the few days in the beginning. But gradually, all those faculty who were considered very tough by the institutions somewhat became either resource persons or potential resource persons. So that kind of possibility we could see through the workshop. And that is a sign of effectiveness of this workshop. So far, we have been able to develop nearly 8,000 faculty members across, now I'll say 764 colleges. So till 2019, it was somewhat like 550 colleges. Higher level faculty development programs of refresher level 1, Parichaya Shivir level 2, and Parichaya Shivir level 3 were conducted. Now, we are not running PSL 1, 2, or 3. We are having workshops for introductory inputs in UHV, then UHV 1, then UHV 2, and UHV 3. After it got included in the AICT, the nomenclature has got somewhat modified. A team of more than 200 volunteers have been working on a pro bono basis, which evolved from 2019 and has been continuing. Active volunteers developed as resource persons and potential resource persons are taking up the task of expansion at the national level with AICT support. In 2020, it marked a new beginning with the initiation of online workshops under the leadership of AICT. We are thankful to AICT that it gave us a chance that the effort that was localized in some parts of the country got somewhat national. So in 2009, AKT started, then in 2010, Punjab Technical University started, and by the year 2013, almost 35 universities were running the courses. But after AICT took it up, it has got spread to all the colleges under AICT, which are running engineering programs or management programs. And to date, more than 200 online workshops also have been conducted with the active participation of the team of AKT volunteers, of course, joining with other volunteers across the country. So if you look at the data, so like in 2019, the resource persons for 3 or 7 or 8 day workshop were 140 number. There were 50 nodal centers, 10 regional centers, and 100 workshops had been conducted. The number of participants from different colleges of AKTU had been around 8,000. And I think these are 8,000 faculty members which were developed through face-to-face workshops. And now if you include the faculty who have gone through the online workshops, I think the number is still going to be higher, more than 10,000. Number of value-added courses, value-based courses. So excluding UHV2. So yeah, in fact, it is 5. I will correct this number. Excluding UHV2, there are 5 courses. And the number of UHV teachers is 7,000 and 7 types of FDPs are being done. This is a glimpse of the various workshops that I have conducted in the year 2018 or 19. And we can see that a large number of workshops were conducted in face-to-face mode in these 2 years. These are the colleges under AKTU. The numbers are written on the right-hand side in the rightmost column. Now, in addition to organizing teacher orientation program, running the courses, offering electives, offering minor degree. The university has also organized international national conferences. So AKTU hosted the 6th International Conference on Human Value in Higher Education at IIT Kanpur. Now we are running the 9th international conference. The 6th one was organized under the leadership of AKTU. And the proceedings of the conference documented the progress and impact of education. In 2018, we had a regional conference, the national conference, the first national conference on universal human values in higher education. And the theme was developing a holistic perspective. And again, in 2019, we had another national conference on human values in higher education. So far, AKTU has organized one international conference and two national conferences. So these are few glimpses of the conferences that were organized. As I was mentioning that we organized one conference at IIT Kanpur, and international conference, and then national conference was organized here. You can see a few glimpses here. If you look at the results, it has been quite encouraging and motivating for expansion across the country. Faculty are willing to invest their own time and money in UHV-related educational activities. Let me also say that some of the faculty members who were earlier teaching at AKTU colleges felt that yes, now they have sufficient physical facilities to provide for the rest of their life, and they have now involved them wholeheartedly full-time, right? And they are probably working more than what they were doing while they were teaching at the AKTU colleges to promote value-based education in the country. The deans and HODs have become more responsive to value education activities. There are several deans and HODs who have also become volunteers. Referral admissions have increased. The colleges which have taken up this course more effectively, their admissions have increased. The review that they get from the alumni or the companies which are hiring them give a better feedback of the institution, and that's how the referral admissions have gone up. There is also a strong demand for evening and family workshops. In fact, before the pandemic, we had been running the evening and family workshops quite regularly. During the pandemic, it somehow got stopped, and now we are running it online. But still, some workshops are being continued in some of the colleges. AKG is one of the colleges under AKTU, and it has been working hard to run more and more workshops for the family members as well as the students in the evening hours after the college hours are over. There is more self-discipline in the students, reduced need for externally enforced discipline. For example, attendance and academic sincerity has got increased. The students have become more responsible, and there is a better utilization of the institute and the hostel resources now. The relationships between the management and the faculty, among the faculty members, among the students has of course improved. And there's a greater voluntary participation in institute and societal activity. Now, how I am sharing all this based on what data? So I'll also be sharing some of the data. What we try to do, we take feedback after the course as well as after the SIP, and through that we can see that quite a lot of transformation is taking place. Let me also say that some of the transformations are quite potentially visible, which are quite direct, right? And also there are some indirect impacts of the efforts that are being made. For example, I can see that all the faculty members who developed as the resource persons or potential resource persons have been given senior positions in the institutions or broader responsibilities. They have become heads of the institution or the heads of the department, or they are leading particular action teams, given quite responsible work in the NAC and NBA, and indirectly also such faculty members who got oriented through UHV have been taking up multiple responsibilities in the institutions. So that is also an indirect impact that it has made on the institutions. So these are again some glimpses of the activities, the workshops that were conducted at various colleges. Some more glimpses here of various levels of workshop that were conducted. The university itself has been trying to work for the society. If you look at the NAC criteria, the third criterion is research and extension activities. So I'm also thankful to our governor, madam, Mrs. Anandiben Patel, who has been quite actively working to benefit the society through the technical institutions. In fact, we also keep on getting circulars from the government that we have to work for the downtrodden sections of the society. Our task is not only limited to the classrooms or the offices. We also have to reach out to the villages, to the Anganwadis, to the women and children in rural and suburban areas, in the slum areas, to benefit them. So the technical institution is also trying to benefit the society through extension activities. This is just one glimpse of the student induction program, which we ran at UPID Noida, and we do ensure that there are sufficient hours allocated for UHV. This is the feedback that we get from the institution, from the students. So after every SIP, we get feedback either in the written mode or online. And we can see that the feedback that we get is quite encouraging. The students are able to see the effectiveness. I'll say that somewhat ragging has completely got phased out through SIP. Thanks to AICT for making mandatory, the problem of ragging has quite come down. And that is because a very healthy interaction takes place between the first year and the senior batches during the SIP. Now, after teaching the course in the second year, we conduct surveys among the students. So this is one glimpse of the survey that was conducted at UPID. It was conducted in the online mode, and we get responses, very sincere responses from all the students. These are the pie charts showing how the students have been able to benefit from this course. For example, your motivation to attend UHV classes and to participate actively in the discussions has increased during the semester. So you can see that a large percentage, here you can see 84% students have said that either they strongly agree or agree to this, that yes, their sincerity has gone up. As a result of the course, you are clearer of the meaning of happiness. You can see the large percentage of the students who are agreeing to this. And the understanding the purpose of education is much better now. So many inputs we are getting from the students through feedback. I'll not go through all the questions, it will take some time. Now, we also got this from the questionnaire that we shared in print to the students. So either it is online or offline, we keep on asking these questions. Now, if you try to summarize the impact that the course and the program has made on the students, so the students are able to share these many inputs. As a result of the Universal Human Values and Ethics course, the students have a better understanding of physical facilities in life. They are able to see the unhappiness is more due to lack of fulfillment in relationship than due to lack of physical facility. I'm not sharing this from my side. We have raised this question in the feedback form, and the students have given this kind of positive feedback. Their understanding of the purpose of the course is better. They are more motivated to attend classes in the current and future semesters and become more attentive in the class. As a result of the course, the students are clearer of the meaning of happiness. They are able to see that happiness is to be in harmony. They are able to see values can be practiced by every individual. Their negative emotions, doubt on intention, anger, greed, jealousy, irritation, etc. have got reduced as a result of the course. The course has made the students more responsible towards their health. They are able to see that content of the course is appropriate for the university student. So it can be, of course, applied for higher technical education. They feel that they can be more self-disciplined, and this has also helped them in their transition from school to the university. The UHV experience has been transformational in terms of starting a process of self-exploration and reflective thinking in them. The course helped them in understanding the relationships, and as a result, they feel committed to try to develop better relationships and more meaningful interaction with their family members, their friends, their teachers. And they have become willing to work for socially useful projects also, mentoring their junior students. Let me also say that there is one student doing Master of Design, and she came to me and told me that I want to work for human values through my master's course. So she has taken up a project in which she is developing toys and games for inculcating values in the school children for class 9 to 12 presently. And as the Anand Sabha has initiated this course in the state of Madhya Pradesh. So this is going to be experimented in all the schools of Madhya Pradesh. So this kind of initiative is being also taken by the students. So there are multiple facets that the effectiveness of the course can be looked into. So of course, we are trying for human education to develop the human consciousness through which we are able to contemplate on the human values and ensure human conduct so that we become a pillar of the human society. And this kind of transformation can take place in the country, in the whole society across the planet. It was all from my side. So I can take your reflections and questions now. Thank you all.
Uh, Thank you so much, Priya. It was wonderful to hear about EKTU. And there's one question in the group by Parijit. What are the 5 elective courses?
Okay, so the 5 elective courses, as I listed there on the slide also. UHV 3 is understanding human being nature and existence comprehensively. UHV 4 is vision for humane society. And UHV 5 is a basket of 3 elective courses where students study different darshans. So human values in Vedic darshan, human values in Bodh and Jain darshan, and human values in Madhyas darshan. These are the 5 elective courses.
I request the attendees or anyone if they have any queries, please ask Kumar Bhaiya, Kumarji, about the same.
You can also unmute and speak.
You can unmute and also you can share your things because mic is available with everyone. You can also share your views. AKTU has started its journey long back before now we are exploring UHV. So initially you might have seen a lot of resistance and how it has developed and how the transformation among the students have occurred. Is there any the study or the way in which you have assessed like the screen time of the students and the book time? The students who have explored UHV, is there a difference between the two? Because nowadays, most of the students have spent their time only on online reading and all. They don't believe in reading books. So, is there any impact of UHV on this behavior? Because we had an interest to study through books rather than online. So, is there any effect with respect to it?
Yeah, as I see now, the whole approach has transformed. Earlier, we used to read books which were printed in hard copy, but presently we are also reading books online. Most of the books are now e-books. So the screen time, I suppose, is not an issue in itself. It's only that over the screen, what am I paying attention to? Am I doing something meaningful? Am I reading the books which relate to my curriculum or which relate to the meaning of life? Or am I just wasting my time? So I'll say that the students will not be now going to read the books, the printed books anymore to that extent as we were doing earlier. Of course, the education is becoming more and more online. The students are being encouraged to go for MOOC courses. The teachers are also sharing the content of the courses online on Google Classroom or other such platforms. So it's not the issue of being on screen or off screen. It's the issue of utilizing the on screen time rightly. So I think that has gone up. Yes. I can see that the students, even though they go online, after going through this course, they come to discuss with me and they are talking about something which is somewhat related to either UHV or their courses in particular. For this particular question, I can address my observation at UPID Noida. So that kind of shift I can see. So it's not the question of being on screen or off screen, it's the question of utilizing the time on screen because the trend is towards on screen now. Yeah. I hope I could respond to your question, Dr. Ishwar.
Yeah, yeah, I think Amrish ji has a query.
Yeah.
Over to you.
Kumar Bhai, is there any study, long-term studies that are being taken up? Like, what is the outcome of the students? At what level they are, and what really they are doing in their life? Like, any, any, any continuity with the study of post aspect?
We have not done any long-term study as such, but presently IRMA has done. So IRMA has also visited the college of AKTU and spoken to the students and faculty, and the way they have reported shows that yes, it has a deep impact. Let me share few experiences from my side. So, for example, a student in the fourth year came to me and started discussing something. He is a little naughty student. So I asked him that you went through the course on UHV in the second year. Has it made any impact on you? So he said very sincerely, yes, I can see very clearly that my basic aspiration is to be happy. So whatever I have to do is for happiness. So he had done some nuisance. So I asked him that, is this going to ensure happiness in continuity? He said no. So there are multiple takeaways through this course. So like a statistical study, if you see, it has been done by IRMA, but we can share through our personal experiences that yes, this has happened. I can also see that maintaining discipline in the class or the institution has become much more easier. We can have a dialogue with students because now we have a common base to discuss. If some students maybe get opposed to each other or have some altercation, I simply call them and ask them, are you able to see that the intention of the other is pure? Then they have an answer that yes, the intention is pure. Then why are you angry or why are you feeling opposed to the other? And then they say that yes, the lack of competence is there. So how to improve it? We talk about that. Earlier, we used to talk about the various incidents that took place when some kind of altercation or some kind of fight was there. But that is not the case anymore. So the discipline has gone up. This we can see. The meaningfulness in their efforts has gone up. I can see that before attending the UHV course, the conduct is of one kind. But after the course, after attending the course, the conduct gets transformed. Of course, there is a gradual, then some kind of diminishing effect also over the 4 years. In my college, we do not have the electives, but if the electives are also offered and they are taught effectively, I think this is going to be having a very lasting impact on their life.
What I was able to see was the priority keeps on changing. Something that is there as a holding for today, it will not be there at the other moment. Like, so that is what is that.
Yeah, so that's
That's,
why you can see that we need a lifelong learning process. So
yes,
that's why the elective courses were introduced, and we are also trying to keep in touch with the alumni. In fact, we are
yeah,
trying to rope them in various programs also. So that is there.
nice, nice, yeah, nice.
I can see that there is one question by Dr. Jagdish, how assessment were done in this course. Remembering also gets marks. Yeah, so let me say that there are two parts in evaluation. One is whether the proposal being shared in the classroom has been grasped correctly or not. So the remembering is quite essential. Are the students able to remember the meaning of happiness, prosperity, okay, uh, the four levels of living, the dimensions of a human being, the difference between self and body. So that remembering part is very essential. Whenever there is a theory course, that is quite essential. Now the second part is the exploration. So when I frame questions, one part of the question is regarding remembering, and then there are a few other questions where they have to explore or they even have to create. For example, I keep on asking such questions in my examination that uh, the father has to explain the meaning of prosperity to the son. Now write a script in 2 pages, how the father and the son are having a dialogue and how the father is able to explain the meaning of prosperity to the son. And the evaluation would be done on the basis of the creativity, the meaningfulness in the conversation. So we try to have the questions in two parts. One is the grasping part, which will be related to remembering as per the Bloom's taxonomy. But then there are questions related to evaluation or implementation or creation. Those kinds of questions are also asked. If you just ask the creative or the evaluative part and leave out the remembering part, then they will write something from their side, which anybody can write. Even though a person has not gone through the course, the person can write something or the other, and you have to give marks. So that remembering part is very essential. I'll say that 2/3 of the weightage has to be given to the remembering part, and 1/3 can be given to the explorative or the creative part. And of course, this is a lifelong learning process. We can, through the mentor-mentee program, keep on interacting with the students. This is how I see at it, how I find it. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Ben. Any further queries? We can just discuss with Kumarji. How do you see your growth during this UHV journey?
A lot of transformation has taken place in me. I got associated with UHV in the year 1996 when I first interacted with Ganesh Bagdiaji. And I had certain questions within me for which I was looking answers, and I was not able to get the satisfying answer to my questions. I was studying in mechanical engineering at IIT Kanpur doing BTech, and I went through the courses in philosophy. I went through courses in psychology, but I did not have any satisfying answer. Then I also tried to work through clubs and societies, trying to fetch answers for myself. But once I got acquainted with UHV, I found that yes, it has very satisfying answers to all my queries. And then I became a part of the program. So if I remember my years then and the time now, I can see a lot of transformation. The self-confidence has gone up. The trust in relationship has gone up. I'm able to rightly evaluate myself and the other. So the feeling in relationship has also got enhanced. I'm able to see very clearly that the need for physical facility is limited, and I always have the uh, competence to have more than it, and I can make out the need uh, and also the program to fulfill my need. I can see that the right understanding comes at the first priority, not only for me, but for every human being in the society. So this kind of transformation I can see, and I can also see that I'm able to complement others in developing the right understanding to some extent. The
Thank you so much, Vinny. Is there any query from anyone else? Do you have any suggestions for the faculty who are handling UHV course?
Yeah, few suggestions are there. In fact, we keep on trying to make the course effective through certain measures. So, for example, do ensure that the SIP is run for 3 weeks, and in the SIP, the UHV module is run for at least 23 hours. Even if the college or the university is not able to run the SIP for 3 weeks, but the number of hours for UHV inputs in the SIP should not get reduced. This is something that we faculty members who are a part of the value education cell or are owning the responsibility for this course in the institution have to ensure. This is one thing. Second thing, only those faculty members who have gone through the workshop uh, can be allowed to teach the course. A person who has not gone through the workshop, and for teaching UHV2, the UHV2 workshop is mandatory. So this is also to be ensured. Thirdly, the mentor-mentee program is quite essential. In the first year, we can make one mentor for at the most 20 mentees, 20 students, and that has to be continued for all the 4 years. Fourthly, while teaching the course, we have to keep it explorative. It is not learning by rote. So that kind of approach has to be ensured. And if you can run regular meetings in the institution with all the faculty members who are teaching this course, that would be very good. Because maybe this kind of workshop that faculty attend, it has a very good effect in the beginning, but the effect may be maybe somewhat diminishing also with time. So to sustain that, it has to be regularized. So we need to have regular meetings in the institution. Next, I'll say that when setting up the question papers, we have to include the Bloom's taxonomy, as well as we have to set up the question paper the way I was explaining just now, that the remembering part has to be there, and then the evaluative or creative part has to be there. And the question paper has to be set only by those faculty members who have gone through the workshop, and also evaluated by only those faculty members who have gone through the workshop. So this is quite essential. Now, it is also very essential that we develop relations with the students. Our relationship is not only limited to the classroom. So those students who are picking the content sincerely, we can relate to them. We can associate with them. Whenever they have to do some project, they can come to us. They can discuss their family issues with us. And I can see that the students who got associated with me after attending this course are associated with me for a long time. At one point of time, I was teaching at Kanpur University, and I can see that my students are still associated with me. It has been more than 20 years. So like that kind of association has to build up. So this is also very important. When the elective courses are being run, there also the orientation of faculty is quite important. And generally, it so happens that in the 8th semester, if you have some elective, the students get jobs and they seldom attend the classes. So you have to see what other possibilities are there so that the students can get the inputs rightly in the 8th semester. So maybe like some video lectures are also available. We can run courses through online mode also if the students are not there on the campus. So such measures need to be taken. And the students can be connected to the broader team, the large team that we have now, so that they don't feel limited to only one institution. They can feel as a part of UHV team, as a UHV volunteer. So these are certain suggestions from my side. I hope I could reach you.
Yes, Bhaiya. Thank you so much. And are there any queries, Veena ji?
जी नमस्ते भैया
Namaste. Ji.
Bhaiya, I have a question. Many a times what we see in the class is that many students are interested in the course, the UHV.
Didi, can you talk little louder,
Yeah,
Didi?
yeah, the voice is little low.
Is it okay now?
Yes, Didi. Perfect.
Okay. Many a times what we see during the class is that some of the students are very interested, but the others are not interested. So how do we maintain that kind of equilibrium during this UHV class?
Yeah, so my assessment has been that there will be 20% students who will be taking the course very sincerely, almost 20% who would be little negligent, and there will be 60% who would be taking sides. So what we can do, those 20% students who are little negligent, we can address them personally also. So if somebody is not taking the course sincerely or making some kind of nuisance in the class, so we can call them separately and talk after the class. We'll see that maybe there are very potential students in that lot, but they have some preconditioning because of which they are not able to pay attention to the course inputs. So we can address them separately. So during the class, if they are able to hear, well and good. Otherwise, we can call them and we can counsel them. The 20% students who are very sincere for the course, we can assign some projects to them. We can get in touch with them through our personal, like spending time with them personally, so that they get a personal touch from us. And then the general teaching has to be, of course, ensured in such a way that the 60% students also get benefited. So this kind of assessment has to be made. If you see in the NB also, we have fast learners, slow learners, and medium-paced learners. So generally, the students who are negligent behave as somewhat slow learners. They're not exactly the slow learners, but they would be behaving like a slow learner. The 20% who are sincere will be behaving as fast learners, and there will be medium-paced learners also. So we have to make separate programs for all these three segments.
Thank you, Bhaiya. May I ask one more question, sir? May I ask one more question?
Yeah, please, Didi, please.
Okay. During assessment, we give quite a few exploratory questions. So what we see is the students just about write certain keywords and the rest of it is just filled with something else. So how do we mark them? And the answers throughout, if we see, they are very, very different. But essentially, it is the same. So is there any way in which we can basically grade it?
Yeah, so the way I was suggesting, no, that keep a large share of the questions based on remembering. When they have to remember, they cannot just write anything. Just 1 minute. So that remembering section is very important. And we can give short questions. We can also give like 1 or 2 mark question, and we can also give descriptive questions. So when you are asking 1 or 2 mark questions, make it very crisp, very precise, so that just writing something will not fetch marks. They have to be really clear about the content. So asking MCQs or asking short answer questions is an essential part of the question paper. Remembering is an essential part. We can assign 2/3 or even 80% of the questions for the remembering part, or analyzing at the most, but not going for creating or evaluating. So this part has to be taken care of, and some exploratory exercise can be given. That is, of course, there. For exploration part, I think projects are much more meaningful than the question papers. So we have practice sessions, 14 practice sessions are there. There you can assign creative projects. There you can help them make an appraisal of the current scenario. Okay, evaluate some hypotheses, evaluate some propositions, evaluate some animation, some book, some story. That can be done as classroom exercise also. So for the examination part, let us focus more on the remembering part, so that scribbling anything will not fetch marks. They have to be very clear. In fact, it so happens that generally the students have a feeling that whatever you write will fetch marks. So what I do generally, like we have 2 class tests and 1 end semester examination, I make the question paper for class test 1 little tough, and not many are able to clear it. Generally, something to be studied. Just scribbling anything will not fetch marks. And do sincere invigilation also, so that they are very clear of the conduct of the faculty also. In class test 2, again, you can give some difficult question. In the end semester examination, you can give some simple questions also, so that many of the students are able to clear the examination. And those who have attended all the classes, those who have submitted all the assignments, can be given good marks in teacher's assessment. This is also a very important thing, that when you are assessing the assignment, don't look into the preciseness of the answer. Don't look into the correctness of the responses. Look into the efforts made. So what I generally do, I don't look into the response being correct or incorrect, right or wrong. I try to see whether the student has made sincere effort or not. So I give more marks in teacher assessment to those students who have attended the classes sincerely, interacted in the class, submitted the assignments. Maybe they are not so intelligent, but they can be given higher TA marks. The intelligent students may just remember also and write in the examination. That is fine. So the balance would be there. These are certain suggestions. I can give some more, but there's some limitation of time, I feel. Otherwise, I can continue.
Thank you, Bhaiya.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kumar Sambhavji, for clarifying many things and also sharing AKTU's journey, which started way back in 2009. And it's a very long journey and long exploration, and during the process, how the development has occurred, not just in the students, but faculty, and how it has impacted the families too. And you have presented whatever queries were put forward to you, you have answered them with patience. Thank you so much. All the suggestions are noted. That's what Akbari Jahanji is also saying, good suggestions. That's very nice for us, because this is a journey and exploration journey which we want to continue further. And people like you are the mentors and guidance for us. Thank you so much for your valuable time with us, spending your valuable time with us and sharing AKTU's journey and also clarifying our queries. Thank you so much.
Thank you all. Namaste.
Today we had another presentation, institutional presentation by Manav Rachna International Institute of Research and Studies, but unfortunately, the VC is busy with the academic council meeting and could not make it for the session. So that is the reason we don't have the institutional view sharing. But we can go ahead if there are any discussions to be carried out or any queries. It's open, the forum is open for the discussion. In the meantime, just to have an awareness, like how the sessions will be, as soon as you sign in the session, can you share the screen? So all of us, when the link is given, we'll be entering into the lobby, and right now we are in the room 1, wherein we have the experiences of institution being taking place. Similarly, now when we want to go to the various sessions, you can click on the sessions tab. In the sessions tab, we have the various sessions. In the day 1, they are in purple, which are in the shift 1. And when they are in the shift 2, the color code is different. So you can bookmark your sessions which you want to join. Because we have not just plenary sessions for inaugural, Then for the keynotes and closing ceremony, whereas for the institutional and individual sharing, we are having 4 rooms. Yeah, 4 rooms are there for individual and institutional sharing, and also for the panel discussions. The panel discussions are on education, holistic human health, and also in addressing SDGs at the root. So with respect to it, whichever you are interested, you can join them and you can bookmark them. This is the bookmark, and whenever you join the session, you can join this. So your choice, you can make it in the very first day so that you can make your preferences, and anytime you can switch over your room and join the other rooms also. So this is just an overview about how the sessions will be. Yes, Binod Kaurji, you have raised your hand. You want to say something? Over to you. Mic is provided to you. You're having mic. Please unmute and ask your query. Binod Kaurji. Yeah, Binod Kaurji, you have raised your hand. Okay, I think it was by mistake. So this is how you can utilize the sessions and you can join. So between the sessions, we are having a half an hour break. So during the break, you can also go to the various speakers and exhibitors will be there. Like who are our partners, they are available in the exhibitors. You can go to their our organizing partners details you can find in the exhibitors. And if you want to interact with these people, you can go to the people, speakers, and also in the people, get an interaction with them. So all this will be available in the final conference. I request you all to be connected with us so that you can join the sessions and also interact with the people who are joining us during the session. So this is from my end. Anything to be added or any queries? We are here to help you out. Are there any further queries we can discuss? Or let's meet at 11:30 for the panel discussions. Aditi ji, can we meet at 11:30 for the panel discussion?
Okay, Didi. Now we need to stop the webinar.
Yes, yes.
Okay, I'll do it.
Thank you.